Joe, thank you. From AU lacrosse to AU softball from Rosemont, Illinois. It's a steamy Sunday at Parkway Bank Sports Complex and a doubleheader of Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball. Our first game of the day here on ESPN 2 features the purple squad of team captain Skylar Wallace taking on the lone unbeaten team this weekend, the blue squad of team captain Amanda Lorenz. So as we head into the final day of week 2, the leaderboard shows these two teams, the purple and the blue teams, have 8 of the top 10, with the blue captain Amanda Lorenz at number 1 and purple captain Skylar Wallace at number 4. And a little warm here in the Chicago area on this Sunday, but it's going to be dry. That's a good thing. Along with two-time Olympian Natasha Watley, I'm Mark Neely. Savannah Collins down on the field. We'll check in with shortly. Game 1 and 2 today. Now, these two teams, you got Team Lorenz, they are unbeaten on the weekend. And Team Wallace put up 11 runs yesterday with 2 really big offensive innings.
Yeah, coming into yesterday, Team Wallace hadn't scored a run. So the theme of yesterday was offense. And my goodness, they over-delivered with pouring on 11 runs off of 16 hits. All of the starting 9 hitters reached base yesterday. And just, they were relentless from top to bottom. They were hot.
Yeah. Top to bottom, you're right, especially in that spot occupied by Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. She had a 3-hit game. It was the number 3 MVP of yesterday's win for Team Wallace. And yes, the team captain, Skylar Wallace, had a big day of her own. They're going to face in the circle for the blue team and Team Lorenz, Mariah Masson.
Mariah Masson is quite the crafty pitcher, mixes speed so well. Right now just has a 5.44 ERA and keeps the ball down, goes to her drop quite a bit, and we can see her starting to mix speeds, and she'll see if she can trip up this Team Wallace offense.
And you know what she's saying, like we are, hey, it's a little warm today. I may need some kind of towel to kind of keep my throwing hand dry because it's going to get a little sweaty today.
Yeah, the humidity is up a little bit today. You can definitely feel it, and so that rosin is going to be key to keep that sweat off her hands.
Yeah, this California girl to my right is not handling the humidity here in the Midwest very well, but it will be fun.
You can't give away my secrets.
All right, it's been a fun weekend so far here in Rosemont. 91 degrees, though, today at first pitch. That 5-mile-per-hour wind, it looks a little stronger according to the flags that are blowing basically straight out towards center field. Yeah, bit of a breeze. Morgan Zirkle leads off the game for Team Wallace. Yeah, it was a turnabout game yesterday for Team Wallace. It was not a good Friday for them, but they turned it around with 2 big innings, a 6-run inning and a 5-run inning. So they had 11 runs, but it really was just the 2 big ones.
Yeah, those 2 big innings kind of is what got the magic done for them, and the hitting was contagious. You can definitely see that they started to pass the bat and started to make things happen, putting a lot of pressure on the defense yesterday.
The Marshall University head coach, Morgan Zirkle, has worked it to a full count leading off the game. Yes, and she is the head coach at her alma mater now. And ball 4 got a piece of the plate umpire, Leah Dami. What can we expect Arsenal-wise from Masson?
Mariah Masson, I mean, she is all over the zone. She goes to different planes. She'll mix speeds. You'll see her drop is her hardest pitch. She throws that at a 67. She's got her change. That's almost about 10 miles per hour slower, at 57. She'll go side to side with the screw and the curve, but what she gets most hitters chasing on is her rise ball.
Well, the catcher, Jordan Roberts, went out to the circle. The plate umpire, Leah Dami, also went out, and Jordan Roberts kind of put her arm around the plate umpire like, hey, not the way I wanted to start the game was you getting hit by a pitch. It'll be better from here. And there is a strike on the first pitch to Wallace. It has been a blast to watch Skylar Wallace here in her rookie season. Slow tap. Gonna have to cover first, and not in time. Romero got there just about the time Wallace did. As Wallace was going to try to make a play on that as well. Masson was in the vicinity in addition, but it'll be an infield hit for Skylar Wallace, and that is her 4th hit of the weekend.
Yeah, Skylar Wallace, I mean, so much speed. I mean, that right there, kind of in that Bermuda's Triangle, kind of a no man's land, but Maison jumps off the mound, and Skylar Wallace a little bit too speedy.
So here's Kelsey Stewart Hunter, and the mother of Trace and Hutton had a really big day yesterday with 3 hits. Knocked in a couple of runs and was the number 3 MVP of that Team Wallace win.
Kelsey Stewart just is looking so good in her last couple of at-bats. She just looks so confident, and the Kelsey Stewart that I remember. And, you know, I go back to Wichita at the beginning of the summer, and she was just 11 weeks postpartum of having her 2nd baby, and she's well into the thick of things and getting things done at the plate and seeing the ball big.
And part of that silver medal team from the Tokyo Olympics. Got just a piece of that. It's 2 balls, now 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's it, play. Hannah Flippin fires to Vidalis. That'll work just as well as a bunt. She won't get any points for it, but it does advance the base runners. If you're a little unfamiliar with the scoring system and what we have going with Athletes Unlimited Softball, 60 of the best softball players in the world, 30 games, 5 series, 5 weeks. Captains draft each series each week, and the scoring system have individual points and also team points as well. Well, a chance here early with runners and 2 runners in scoring position for Team Wallace. Whoever scores the most runs in an inning, it's 10 team points. If nobody scores, it rollovers to the next inning with an additional 10 points. 2 quick strikes poured in by Masson on Aaron Koffel. .64 miles per hour. All right, Masson, 5-year letter winner at Oregon State, led the Beavers to the Women's College World Series her final season in 2022. Hit hard, but foul by Koffel. Koffel gets jammed and a pop-up towards second base. Winds up in the glove of Sierra Romero. But a huge out from Mariah Masson. Keep the runners at second and third.
That is a big out right there, and you can see Masson just working on the inner half of that entire at-bat, just trying to jam Koffel up and not allow her to get extended on anything on the outside corner.
Strike one in the inside corner to Sachelle Palacios. San Diego native who played at Arizona State. Her younger sister Charlize in the league as well. Slow tap back towards the circle. Masson able to work out of trouble. They had 2 on, nobody out for Team Wallace, and they failed to score in the top of the first. Did not score. Here comes Team Lorenz in the bottom half. They got a win over Team Kilfoyle last night. They were both unbeaten teams, and the only runs came from Hannah Flippin in the first inning. Hannah
Flippin just got it done and doing what the vet does, getting that game-winning 2-run double early in that game, and that was in the top of the first, and they knew that they had to pour those runs on quickly to get to Kilfoyle.
And those 2 runs stood up. Here's a look at the batting order for Captain Amanda Lorenz, with Victoria Hayward right at the top of the order. Nice night for her yesterday with a couple of hits, and we had a couple of really solid mid-action interviews with her in right field that were total gold.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to Victoria Hayward, and could talk to her all day long.
Kayla Beaver, Alabama players, getting the start here for Team Wallace.
Yes, Kayla Beaver, I mean, just quite the rookie. I mean, she has the high velo, throws very, very hard, and she'll look to her rise ball. She throws not a lot of off speed, but we'll see her go to her curve, and we'll see her go side to side, and she'll mix in that rise ball quite a bit.
So Hayward leads off the bottom of the first inning, takes the first pitch strike. If Team Lorenz is able to score a run, they would take the team points, 10 points in this instance. Just like that, Beaver ahead 0-2. Kayla Beaver making her pro debut. She's a rookie. Spent her first 4 years in college playing at Central Arkansas, then went to Alabama for her final year in 2024. And really pitched well for Bama at Tennessee in the 2014 Super Regionals. Got Alabama to the Women's College World Series. And Kayla's going to pick up her master's degree from Alabama this month. One hop to second base. Skylar Wallace had to take about a half step back and makes the catch. What else can we expect from Kayla Beaver's arsenal?
Number 23.
I'm Kayla Beaver, and my favorite pitch to throw is my rise ball. I love how deceiving it is and how fooling it can be to the hitters.
Jackson, Tennessee is the hometown for Kayla Beaver.
Yeah, and she's talking about that rise ball, and it is deceiving. I mean, just the speed, the spin, the break. She's got a lot of late break. It's kind of got a heavy feel on it, but it's just that high velo that gives her that advantage.
Amanda Lorenz, the team captain. That will get out of play. We had a nice look at Kayla Beaver's arsenal breakdown.
Yeah, and just check out that speed. Her curve and her rise are those upper 68, upper almost close to 70. Her change, she throws about a 60, but we don't see her throw it too often. And so relies on that velo quite a bit.
Yeah, she's getting it at 68 right there with that pitch. It's not unusual to see her hit 70.
Yeah, and it gets on you quick, and you know, I'm just checking out Team Lorenz, and they're probably trying to size her up and get their timing down. You've got to make your decision quite early, but she's got some late break too, so it's kind of that balance of trying to let that ball travel, but you got to make that contact out in front if you want to make solid contact.
Beaver has pitched in relief a couple of times, but this is her first start facing the Florida alum Amanda Lorenz, who actually bunted in the first inning of yesterday's win against Team Kilfoyle. That's out to shortstop. Wallace cheating towards the hole, and a high throw is going to go into the dugout. And that allows Lorenz to go to second base. Well, Skylar seemed to get to the ball pretty quickly.
Yeah, she got to the ball pretty quickly, and the ball got to her. But what's deceiving is Amanda Lorenz's speed. She's sneaky quick. I always say this about her, and Skylar Wallace knew she had to get that throw off, and it almost looked like she kind of lost her grip a little bit at the end, and throws that ball wide.
Goes as a straight two-base error. Beaver will now contend with Bubba Nichols. We had a big game Friday. 3 hits, knocked in all 3 runs in their win. Then yesterday against Team Kilfoyle, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The game of softball, even for a player like Bubba Nichols, you know, Olympian, All-American.
Well, the game will humble you
Yeah.
real quick, but, you know, Bubba Nichols is one of those competitors, those fighters, and very rare. You know, yesterday she struck out looking 3 times, and I know today she's going to come out. You can see her being aggressive with her swing, swinging earlier in the count. So not putting the at-bat in the umpire's hands at all.
Even with the 0 for 3 yesterday, still a really good start. She's 8 for 17 for that .471 batting average. The set to left field. Morgan Zirkle towards the line and in fair territory. Able to make the catch and keep Lorenz at second base.
The third baseman, number 19, Hannah Flippin.
Nod of the head of Lorenz with Flippin coming up, and Hannah Flippin, as you saw a short time ago, had the big hit in the first inning yesterday against Lexi Kilfoyle and Team Kilfoyle. The 2-run double over the only runs of the game. Neither team won any team points after the first inning in that game, because there was no scoring.
And those are the fun ones. I mean, when they're tightly contested like that and low scoring, I think those are all the games that, as a competitor, that we live for. Just trying to figure out the opposing pitcher. Defense comes into play big time, making the taking care of the ball.
Hannah squares, but takes inside. Big deep breath on this hot Sunday. Temperature in the low 90s. And lots of sunshine. Couple of hops, softly hit. This time Wallace takes her time and makes the good throw to first to retire the side. So an error does not hurt Team Wallace defensively. We've played one. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. Look back at some of the action from yesterday on day 2 of this second week of the 5-week championship season. Alicia Ocasio was fantastic. Took a no-hitter into the 6th inning and helped Team Lorenz win that game over Team Kilfoyle. We head to the top of the 2nd inning. And here in week 2, Team Lorenz, the lone unbeaten. So they're trying to make it a perfect 3-0 weekend. We have Team Kilfoyle, Team McQuillan playing our 2nd game of the day later. Andrea Filler takes upstairs Mariah Masson. Andrea has not had a lot of at-bats. She is 0 for 6 so far in the AU championship season, but still looking for her first hit. 0 for 6. Takes the strike on the high inside edge. Wow. That came off the bat really funny right off the end. Had some funky spin on it, but Masson was able to collect it and throw her out.
And this is just a testament to Mariah Masson's movement. This is a rise ball, and Andrea Filler just hits this off the end of her bat and got some crazy funky spin. Was unable to hold on to that play.
There's Jadlyn Alchin. Just kind of guides this towards right field, but it stays up long enough for Sierra Romero to back up and make the play.
Right fielder, number 51, Jacobson.
Well, Masson allowed the first 2 batters of the game to reach a walk and an infield hit, but got out of the jam, retiring the next 3 hitters. Natasha, she wasn't exactly getting hit hard in that first inning. It's been a pretty good start for her.
Yeah, I mean, just Team Wallace just putting the ball in play, and Skylar Wallace had that first hit and just kind of was a swinging bunt, so to speak. She was a little bit didn't have her timing, but just her speed, was able to get down the line. So not a lot of hard hits, and Maison looks like she's settling in, and her D is playing some good D behind her.
Caroline Jacobson leads back from a ball high and tight, 2 balls and a strike. Jacobson, a couple of hits for her in their win yesterday. Caroline Jacobson, who got her political science degree from Duke, played there for 4 years and then used that extra year to go to Clemson. Got her master's there.
Yeah, just that beauty of the COVID year. A lot of these athletes having that extra year, and so envious of them. A lot of them able to still have their collegiate eligibility and allowed to still earn a second degree and get their master's, and so a little bit jealous.
Strike 3 on the inside corner. He gets Jacobson looking. 3 up, 3 down for Mariah Masson, who's now set down 6 in a row. No score after an inning and a half.
The cause that Sydney and I are playing for is cancer advocacy, because our dad passed away earlier this year from head and neck cancer, and it's something that we hold very close and dear to us.
Being able to, represent who he was, and now for him to live through us, is something that we are very passionate about, and we are excited to be able to just play for him.
He was definitely somebody that we all look to for strength and for advice and help. He was an amazing dad.
He's impacted me in so many different ways, but most importantly, I'm very fortunate and lucky that I was able to call him my father.
Very emotional for the Romero family and the Romero sisters, who are here indeed for the Athletes Causes program.
Yes, and just love that they get to continue their dad's legacy and they get to do it together. Seeing them on the field together is one of the most powerful things for me to see, and just to be able to know them personally and know their connection with their father, and what a great opportunity for them to be able to play for him.
Yeah, to be one very proud father. Tori Vidalis lead off here in the Team Lorenz second inning. Vidalis, Wiggins, and Sierra Romero coming up third in this inning. But Sachel took that one off the part of the body.
Yeah, that one got to her. Looked like right off of Tori's bat. She needed to walk that off.
Doesn't take Sachel long to get back behind the plate.
She's such a gamer. She's so tough. I went down there and before the game and just chatted with her for a little bit, and so much energy, just a lot of fun.
Count stays 0-2 on Tori Vidalis. First pitch of this game from Kayla Beaver, misses up high. Tori Vidalis, no RBIs yet this season in the championship season, but the all-time RBI leader with 45. AU championship plays. Slow roller Skylar Wallace down the line, but Kelsey Stewart-Hunter able to come off the bag. Well, the Athlete Causes program allows athletes to play their season in part for the benefit of a nonprofit organization of their choice. And at the end of the season, the nonprofit partner will receive a grant matching 100% of the athlete's season win bonus. And since 2020, Athletes Unlimited players across all AU sports have supported more than 167 organizations and have donated over $2 million to nonprofits of their choice through the Athlete Causes program. To learn more about the Athlete Causes program, you can visit auprosports.com/athlete-causes. Megan Wiggins. Tell you what, 4 batters of the 5 have hit the ball directly towards Skylar Wallace. So Skylar's been busy already.
Yes, and first 2 has been Victoria and Amanda, just getting their timing. Like I said, Kayla Beaver, she has that high velo, so everything from them is just trying to get on time and thinking left side. So hard ground balls for Skylar if there's lefties up.
That's bounced towards the middle. Backhanded in the throw late by Sydney McKinney. Wasn't hit all that hard by Wiggins, but to a spot that it took a while to field for McKinney, and it turns into an infield hit.
Yeah, and this is just a perfect spot for a hit, especially with the speed of Megan Wiggins. And again, talk about some sneaky speed. Megan Wiggins, she's got some sneaky speed and is able to get down that line.
First hit of the game for Team Lorenz, and that one's golfed by Sierra Romero down the right field side in foul ground, and just a little out of reach of Caroline Jacobson, who maybe another step and a half would have had a chance to catch that. A little bit inside. Final day of week 2 of the AU championship season. 3 more weeks to go after this week. Things shifting to Greenville, North Carolina for a week. Hit on a line, out, throw to first. Ooh, safe at first. Let's see if they want to use one of their video challenges here, or if Wiggins did get back. In real time, I thought she was out.
In real time, it looked like she was out, and the umpire is on the back side of the bag. So from our view, we're on the front side, and it definitely looked like Sydney McKinney had a good little transfer on that line drive and was able to get that throw over there in time.
Team Wallace selects not to use the video challenge, and it's going to be a moot point. As right back to Beaver. Beaver and Masson off to good starts in the circle for each of the respective teams on this Sunday afternoon. To the top of the 3rd inning. Morgan Zirkle in the top of the order, due up second in this frame for Team Wallace. Morgan Zirkle making history in this game. She's the first to 100 AU games with this game going on right now here on this Sunday. Great history for Morgan Zirkle. Every AU softball game. She hasn't missed any. She's been the Iron Horse for that.
Yeah, Morgan Zirkle, she has been a mainstay for sure. And a face that is very recognizable in the Athletes Unlimited uniform, and so good to see her reach that milestone. Heck of an athlete.
And a leader in so many career categories in Athletes Unlimited softball. And now the Marshall University head coach. Sydney McKinney will lead off. First pitch strike from Mariah Masson. Another rollover inning team-wise. No scoring through the first 2, so one of these 2 teams can score more runs than the other. It's worth 30 team points. McKinney able to stop the swing and take inside. Right out in front of the plate, Masson throws to first, safe. Savannah has more as Morgan Zirkle comes to the plate. She's made a lot of history here.
She has, and I asked her about this day in her career. She said the one word that comes to mind for softball for her, it's love. She said, I love this game. There's nowhere else I would rather be. And she's made it a priority in her life. Even when she became the head coach at her alma mater, leading the herd, she told them, hey, I would not want to be a head coach that showed my athletes that I'm going to give up this part of my career. I have so much more to give as a pro softball player, and I can be a head coach at Marshall too while I do it. So she is continuing that part of her career while she launches her head coaching career too.
Yeah, it's interesting, Savannah. This particular matchup, each team's leadoff hitter is a Division I head coach, as Victoria Hayward on the other side is head coach now at Nevada.
Yeah, I know. I love what you said, Savannah, about Morgan Zirkle and just how she has so much more to give. But what a message it sends to her athletes for her to actually set the tone and set the example of how to get it done on the field, and also teaching them the lessons as their head coach.
And she gets, with that sack bunt, 10 points.
Also another great lesson of how to put it down, how to sacrifice yourself. I love it.
And advances McKinney down to second base. Again, you got 30 team points on the line that have rolled over here since the first 2 innings were scoreless. Skylar Wallace takes a strike. Skylar with an infield hitter first time up. Ryan Masson, her second start of the championship season. That ball's driven towards left center field, but will stay up. Bubba Nichols. 2 outs. It's Sunday afternoon in Rosemont, Illinois. First of 2 games today, last day of week 2. Kelsey Stewart Hunter taking ball 1. Right now ranked in the top 20 on the leaderboard at 19, and sends it to center field, and Bubba Nichols in a couple of steps makes the catch to retire the side. So that leadoff hit by McKinney, but she is stranded, and we stay scoreless, headed to the home half of inning 3. Scoreless game in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but right now let's go into the game with the U.S. Air Force and Skylar Wallace.
I figured you were tough.
Yeah, and it's just hope that
It still hurts, yeah.
that's how this game.
Oh! Way to start Sunday, man. Is that going to be bottom right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. Here we go. I don't know what it is about that throw. But I trust myself. I feel like I'm just trying to do too much.
Interesting to hear her commentary. Number one, with the plate umpire, Lee Adami, where the umpire took one off the body. Hey, oh, no, you don't want that. And then, like, hey, he's at the bottom of the zone, kind of getting a feel for the zone. And then saying, hey, I don't know what it is about that throw. That's the second time this weekend she's had a throw that went past first base, similar throw that she had to make.
Yeah, and I love her communication with the umpire. I mean, a great lesson for a lot of young athletes is to find out where the umpire zones are. You know, they always change. Every umpire has a different zone, and so, you know, she's going to school on the pitches that she needs to hunt, and so that was very helpful. I loved getting to her brain and actually her verbalizing and then having us hear that. And then defensively, I mean, just we all feel it as athletes too. It's just I feel like I'm trying to do too much, and you know that throw, and you know it's something that we practice all the time, and so just being able to settle yourself down is what the great athletes do. So Skylar Wallace is human. There you go.
But you know what? You notice when she was talking with the umpire, it was always respectful, and it was with a smile on her face, in a happy tone. like they say, what's the saying? You get more with honey than vinegar?
Yeah, I was
Or-
going to say kill them with kindness.
Yeah, that too. That
Well,
works.
yeah, that works too, but
Yeah.
more so, you probably are going to get a better reaction from the umpire if you are polite and kind, and so I appreciated that too.
Got 13 points on the line here. Scoreless bottom of the third. Team Lorenz. Anissa Urtez. Wait, no, 2-2 pitch here from Beaver. Slow roller up the third base line. Aaron Koffel right there near the bag.
Right fielder, number 1, Victoria.
Well, speaking of Skylar, amid some action, Skylar Wallace, hello from the booth. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Hi, Skylar. How are you?
It's a little hot. My feet are on fire, but we're having fun. We're working.
It's a little warm in the booth, too, but it's got to be much hotter where you are in the sun, and as you say, on that artificial turf.
Yeah, I was going to say on the turf. That's got to be much hotter, but how are you liking the hops off the turf?
They're pretty solid. It's a little bit different. Usually you have turf that plays pretty hard and quick, but this one kind of plays pretty normal. You don't have any crazy bounces. I just need to figure out my arm slot, as y'all can see earlier in the game.
What are you thinking? Just
that backside, I sometimes just don't get my shoulders down, and I'm not, working down through the ground and leaving it up, and I just kind of let my arm go, and that's where you get a lot of those misses that seem close, but in reality is really making the first baseman work. So using the ground, making sure I get my front shoulder down and driving the ball, or driving through with my arm.
Yesterday seemed like a good rebound day for Team Wallace yesterday.
Yeah, atta girl. Yeah, it was. I think the first day we came out here and we played a little bit scared. We say this is a little bit of a misfit team. We don't really play together. You wouldn't expect us to be a team, but yesterday we just kind of played loose. We really leaned on each other. We bounced ideas off each other. We collaborated, and I think that showed a lot of our success at the plate and able to win. Atta girl, Beef!
that's a big K right there.
Yeah,
So
girl!
I'm going to start calling you Coach Wallace. I see Coach Wallace in the future. Any aspirations to become a coach, college coach?
Not right now. That is not in the books. I want to do player development, so I want to stay around the game just a little bit different. I feel like I can go back to coaching, but I kind of just want to experience life for a little bit, do something good. B, way to get ahead. Figure out life, experience different things, and then if coaching is in my call, I'm sure I'll get let back down that way.
So how's the experience been being a captain?
Honestly, they make it pretty easy. Friday, I will definitely say, was a little tough after that game. I wore that one a lot. I felt like I let my team down. I know it goes like everyone has to perform. We all have to hit. Lexi threw a really, really good game. But our pitchers, struggled a little bit, finding the zone. The goal team just did a really good job of barreling up and doing situational hitting and moving runners. But I wore that one. But after yesterday, it was a lot of fun, and I told my team, thank you for having my back. It was a lot of fun playing with them. So ready to get after it again and continue playing this game and just grind.
Yeah. What would be your biggest advice to the next rookie if they were going to be a captain?
I would say trust your gut. I mean, you have a lot of people here that, it's nice. They give you your opinion. And it was tough because I only had 1 week that was kind of going off in Basin. And, everyone's kind of getting their feet underneath them and figuring things out as they go. See you. Hey, you're good. You're good. Figuring it out as they go. But just trust your gut. I mean, you've been around the game a long time. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. You know who's good. You know things. Your instinct's never going to lead you wrong. So just trust your gut and draft a team that you want to play with.
Another 2-2 pitch coming here to Lorenz.
Yes! No! No! Oh, my God. Yeah, challenge that.
I don't know.
Yeah, challenge it.
Definitely challenge that, Skylar, if you can hear me. That was a play right there. Skylar, you were giving me the chills up here.
So we are going to have our first video review. Let's take another look at it.
Just what a great angle. But her first step was what got her there. But for her to even get to her knees and still be able to get that throw off, I mean, what an incredible play. But I always keep saying, Lorenz has that sneaky speed, and I think she got there.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. The runner's safe.
So Lorenz just able to get that foot in ahead by a fraction.
Hey, Sid, if you need me, okay?
It was eyelash close, Skylar.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself on that one.
But heck of a play, Skylar. I mean, like your first step to that, awesome.
Thank you, thank you.
But I always say Lorenz has like some sneaky speed, though.
She does. That's my girl. So it's the pink cleats, nothing else.
That's what got her down the line.
Bubba Nichols now with 2 outs.
See you, Beef.
We're going to take a look at this great play again.
Yeah. So we're taking a look, Skylar, and just your first step to this ball, the angle that you take is great. But on the replay, Lorenz, she gets there.
It fouled.
I can just hear Coach Walton talking to me right now. I gotta have a better angle. Coach Walton, if you're watching this, I hear you.
Walton's, yeah. I don't know if Tim Walton is watching right now.
Well, if he is, Coach Walton, she took the correct angle. She got there.
Tell you what, if we'd gotten an out call on that, we were going to throw that into nomination for Live TV Emmy. That was some really good television.
Yeah, Beef.
Ball's hit deep, left field. Right off the foul pole for Bubba Nichols. Well, Team Wallace was within an eyelash of a play at first to get out of the inning, and it extended for Nichols, who makes it 2-0.
And those plays are the differences. And Bubba Nichols, all during this at-bat, just battling. And after yesterday, just an uncharacteristic day for Bubba Nichols at the plate. And so today, she knows that she has to step up to the plate and back to her consistent self and launches this one out of here.
It's going to give Team Lorenz the 30 rollover points, team points. And Skylar Wallace is going to make a pitching change here. Going to go to Megan Faremo with the pitching change. We'll take a quick timeout here in Rosemont.
Taking a 2-0 lead after a home run by Bubba Nichols. Bubba, tell me about the adjustment to move up a little bit in the box and how it paid off.
Yeah, she was really owning the zone lower, and so I talked to Hannah Flippin, and I was just committed to adjusting where I was in the box a little bit just to be able to see something elevated. And I stuck to my plan, thankfully, and thankfully the ball stayed fair. So it was really cool.
Well, thank you for filling us in on your home run swing. Mark, Natasha, back to you.
Savannah, thanks very much. Thanks, Bubba. Her first home run of this championship season, 8th in her career. And now Flippin comes up here, pitching change for Team Wallace. Megan Faremo has come in here in relief for Team Wallace. Getting a chance in relief for Megan Faremo today.
Yeah, this is a good spot for her, and she thrives in these moments to be able to come in and try to stick to them.
Flippin off the bottom of the wall in left field. Quick throw in. And Flippin has a double, her second two-base hit of the championship season. So Flippin greets Faremo with an extra base hit.
Yeah, and Hannah Flippin is just the vet and just knows Megan Faremo and just uses her power to supply her power and just gets to contact quick on that.
Your pitch, Corey. Let's go, baby. Come Meg. Come Meg.
And Alice grounded out to short in her first at bat. Well, the starter, Caleb Beaver, got the first two. Ortez grounded to third. Hayward struck out. And then that bang-bang play at first with Lorenz and went to video review. Great play by Skylar Wallace. A strikeout there. Vidalis ends the inning, but not before Team Lorenz picks up the 30 team points thanks to a Bubba Nichols 2-run home run.
And Bubba Nichols comes up clutch to get Team Lorenz up 2-0.
I had so much fun in Greenville last year at the Little League Pro Games. Some of the feelings were definitely nostalgic for the Little League days.
As a former Little Leaguer, playing in the games last season was literally a full circle moment.
For me, it was really special because the Italian team was there. Seeing them look at me and be like ecstatic to see me, or they were super emotional to see me. It's like, wow, like I really have an impact on these girls.
Little girls seeing professional softball athletes, professional women playing the same sport that they're playing on the same dirt that they're playing on is just incredible. What they're doing is the biggest stage. You know, the journey's not over. You can be a professional softball player just like we are.
Well, the road to the Little League World Series in Williamsport continues in the regional. 7 games for you tomorrow on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And the games in Williamsport begin Wednesday, August 14th on ESPN and ESPN Plus. There are currently 15 Athlete Unlimited softball players on rosters right now that played Little League baseball or softball.
And I think just so powerful for those young athletes, those Little League athletes, to be able to see these pro athletes, to know that a few of them got their start and were once in their shoes. And so just a lot of fun. And I think for the pro athletes, they get to remember why they started. You know, they were once a young girl dreaming to play at this level. And so just what an incredible opportunity for everyone next week.
New pitcher Hope Troutwine hits Aaron Koffel, and that begins the top of the 4th inning for Team Wallace. First appearance of the weekend for the former OU Sooner Hope Troutwine.
Hope Troutwine is mainly a rise ball pitcher. She goes a lot up in the zone. She'll mix in her curve and screw to go side to side, but she gets a lot of swings and misses on that rise ball.
Third time in 4 innings. Team Wallace has put the leadoff batter on base, but have yet to score. They're down 2-0 after a Bubba Nichols home run in the just completed bottom of the 3rd inning. And Sachelle Palacios up there hacking strike 1.
And I like Palacios' approach. First pitch swinging, looking for something down. You know that Troutwine likes to elevate things, so if you see anything low, side to side, be aggressive.
So Sachelle's now top 10 leaderboard, number 9. Troutwine hits the outside corner. Sachelle was an early pick from Skylar Wallace in last week's draft. In week 1, she was the 35th overall pick, but week 2, Skylar Wallace took her number 9 overall. Looked like a really good pick too.
Yeah, I'm like, I wish we could have asked her about that, but I definitely, you know, you want to get a good battery under your belt, and so if I'm drafting, I'm going for the catchers, and Palacios would be one of my first picks as well.
Close pitch there, missed. We have a full count, 3-2 on Sachelle Palacios. Palacios jam, but fights it off and drops it into center field. Koffel will scoot down to second.
Next up, the DP.
Sachelle has her 3rd hit of the weekend. As you look at that leaderboard, That's going to move her up to 8th, I believe. Yeah. So Sachel with that 10 points. There you go. Up to the 2nd update on the leaderboard. Sarah Willis is going to run for Palacios at first base. And then Palacios can re-enter as catcher. Sarah Willis has got a lot of energy, so she needs to do something instead of sitting in the dugout, right?
Yeah, we need to get her on the bases, get that energy out. She's such a fun player, so animated.
Well, Jordan Roberts now going to walk out to visit with Hope Troutwine. As Filler, it went back to the circle in her first at bat. Both teams have gone to the bullpen early here, but really, Natasha, I think that was the plan going in anyway.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the plan that they wanted to change the looks and get some innings for Hope as well.
Inside, off the glove of Roberts, and each runner is going to be able to move up. Most likely it's going to be a pass ball. And that will be the case. We'll just down to 2nd, Koffel at 3rd. Team Wallace looking for their first hit of the game with a runner in scoring position. They got 2 in scoring position here, but they're 0 for 5 today in that department. Filler behind that one and couldn't tie, but up 2-2. A spot right here, Natasha, with nobody out. We just saw the Bubba Nichols homer in the bottom of the inning open the scoring. Team Wallace, another chance, a base hit, could tie this thing up in a hurry.
Yeah, and if I'm Andrea Filler, I'm definitely thinking right side, and you can see her swinging big on those outside pitches, hitting behind the runners.
And just out of reach. Ortez kicked around a little bit by Lorenz, and here comes Willis, and we are tied. Throw back behind Filler at first. She gets back safely, and it is 2-2. Ortez climbing the ladder was an eyelash away from catching this thing.
And this was a changeup on the outer half, and Andrea Filler just able to get out in front of that and hit something hard to the green. 2-run RBI.
Filler's first hit of the championship season. See if they're going to give Lorenz an error on that allow the trailing runner to score or not. And it's going to be 1 RBI, East 7 on Lorenz. But it does tie the game. And Team Lorenz is going to make another pitching change here and go to someone that was pitching really well last night.
Number 8, Alicia Ocasio.
And looking to get some more work this weekend out of Alicia Ocasio.
Yeah, yesterday she was lights out. The combo between her and Roberts, I mean, they had a thing going yesterday and just really moving the ball around. And what Ocasio does so well is mixing her speeds, and just not only mixing the speeds, but the location of where she was hitting her spots was the difference yesterday.
Now it's time for our Air National Guard Mover of the Week.
I'm Technical Sergeant Alexa Singh. The Air National Guard's motto is always ready, always there. We're proud to partner with Athletes Unlimited players who are always ready to compete for the top spot. Now, let's find out who climbed their way up the leaderboard rankings to earn the title of Air National Guard's Mover of the Week.
Well, she was fantastic last night, taking a no-hitter into the 6th inning.
Yeah, and just all of her locations, just where she was hitting her spots, she was able to jam up some hitters and being able to hit into her defense. A lot of pop flies last night and just moving the ball around. Her and Jordan Roberts were in so much rhythm.
Well, last night we were, I'll say, surprised a little bit. She immediately came out of the game after giving up the first hit. Now here in this situation, it seems to make a little more sense what Team Lorenz and Amanda Lorenz were thinking, to have some more bullets in the arm of Ocasio here on this Sunday.
Right, and we saw both pitchers warming up at the start of the game, so it looked like they had the plan to use the whole entire pitching staff, and with hope they had a short string and had Ocasio ready.
So 2-2 game. Jadlyn Alchin hopped out to second in her first at bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. That'll get out of play. So Ocasio, already the 3rd pitcher of the game for Team Lorenz. Mariah Masson, followed by Troutwine, and now Ocasio. Slow tap foul. That got a piece of her while in the batter's box. So after going 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position to begin the game, the filler base hit gives Team Wallace their first hit with a runner in scoring position today.
What better time for your first hit to be able to capitalize and score some runs? And so I know that's got to feel good for Andrea Filler.
Alchin popped up in foul ground, chased by Vidalis, kind of battling the sun, and gets near the stands and is able to stay with it and make the catch. Good play by Tori Vidalis.
Tori Vidalis just has such a great heartbeat on this pop fly and immediately checks out her space and checks out how much room she has over the shoulder. And again, like you said, battling the sun. That's a great catch right there.
Ball 1 to Caroline Jacobson. Strikeout in her first at bat. That came against the starter Mason, who went the first 3 innings. Had a really nice cheer chat with Ocasio within a few minutes of her coming out of the game last night, and she did confess, yeah, I knew I had a no-hitter going.
No, that was fun. I love that, just to be able to get in her head right after, like what was going on, what felt good, and just giving all the praise to Jordan Roberts. And it was good to hear her give her all the kudos to them pitching a gem yesterday.
And it's good to catch up with Ocasio, who now has been seeing things as a colleague at ESPN as a softball analyst. So she knows what goes on here on the other side. What the demands are of this crazy television business.
Yes.
2-2. After a Bubba Nichols 2-run homer in the bottom of the 3rd for Team Lorenz gave them the lead. Team Wallace has come back to tie it, a chance to take their first lead. That's out to shallow left field. Lorenz in to put it away. 2 outs.
The second baseman, number 26, C. McKinney.
Deep breath for Ocasio as she'll face 9-hole hitter Sydney McKinney. Sid picked up a leadoff base hit, her first at bat in the 3rd inning. Team Wallace was able to finally take advantage of getting that leadoff batter on base in this inning. Right off the end of the bat. Is Ocasio looking like she's picking up right where she left off last night?
Yeah, not even skipping a beat. And just, I love the connection between her and Roberts. And it's like they have a plan, they execute, they work well together.
And Ocasio comes in, gets all 3 hitters that she faced to end the inning, but Team Wallace ties it up with 2. Lorenz picked up 30 team points with that 2-run 3rd inning because of the scoreless frames in the first 2, but Team Wallace trying to get 10 team points here if they can keep Team Lorenz off the board, or 1 or fewer. Megan Faremo came on in relief last inning, back to work. By the way, the 2 runs scored by Team Lorenz, I should say Team Wallace, are both unearned because of the pass ball and the error in left field. Both runs scored by Team Wallace by Koffel and the pinch runner Willis unearned. So Troutwine 2 runs, but both unearned. So that saves, you know, the negative 20 points that would have been had they been earned runs. So it would take 3 or more runs for Team Lorenz to win this inning. Six, 7, and 8 batters here for Team Lorenz. Megan Wiggins takes it low, 2 balls and a strike. Faremo came in to get the final out of the 3rd. Faremo went 4 2/3 innings in her start on Friday, through 90 pitches. So after having not played at all yesterday, you would think, Natasha, she is geared up to go as long as they need her for now anyway.
Right. I was surprised that, you know, she didn't get the start today, but definitely she is made to last and sustain a long game, and she definitely has the stamina to be able to do so. So I know that now with this tied ball game 2-2, she's up for the challenge to go the long haul.
And that very emotional Faremo in the circle gets the strikeout of Wiggins. Well, our Sunday night baseball matchup is the series finale of a 4-game set in the I-55 rivalry between the Cubs and Cardinals. Just a little east of here at Wrigley Field. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with baseball tonight's Sunday night countdown. And here on ESPN2, they'll have another StatCast edition presented by Google Cloud. Cubs have taken 2 of the first 3 games of that 4-game series. One out for Sierra Romero. Got a liner to second first time up. Geared up on 2-0, and Romero went up after it and missed it. in on the hands and on a soft line to Skylar Wallace. 2 outs. Let's check in down below with Savannah.
Well, Natasha, you mentioned being a little surprised that Megan Framo didn't start today. I was too, so I kind of wanted to figure out what was the thinking with that. I have an answer for you. So, talking to Sachelle Palacios and the plan for this pitching staff, they wanted to put Kayla Beaver in an opportunity to succeed. And for her, they felt like that was having the start, being able to come in and set her own tempo, being the first pitcher of the day, and then the strength of her being an unknown. So few batters have faced her. But Sachelle said the name of the game for this team and really the league right now is pitch by committee. So that's why we saw Kayla Beaver with the start. Right when she started to get hit around there, they're bringing in the substitutions, making changes, and now we're here at Megan Framo. So kind of a little bit of the mentality of how this Purple squad is trying to get their last win of the weekend through their pitching staff.
Yeah, good stuff, Savannah. Okay, thank you for the insights because that makes a lot of sense. And I love them trying to set up Kayla Beaver for success, but being able to pitch by committee, definitely facing this Team Lorenz bats, you got to have all of the pitching staff working in your favor.
Jordan Roberts flies out to Zirkle to left, and Framo sets him down in order in the 4th. So inning points go to Team Wallace.
That get ya? Are you okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry. Thought I got Leah. I was like, she's a magnet back there today. Yes! No! What did you think?
It was pretty close.
Okay.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, I always think I'm safe. That's my toxic.
I always think you're
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
You always think you're safe. He said I beat it and you pulled your foot.
All right.
Period. Purely because she just screamed no like that.
She got an inning or so apart, both into that conversation from Skylar Wallace as it was actually happening, and now Amanda Lorenz. And what really was a huge play because it opened the door for Team Lorenz to get a couple innings, a couple of runs on the home run.
It was a difference maker, and you know, Bubba Nichols definitely stood. Sorry, she came to the plate and clutched up on that. But it's funny to hear Amanda Lorenz's take on that. Like, was I safe? And then, hey, I always think I'm safe. So sure about it, but not so sure about it.
Well, it preceded a very big play on that Bubba Nichols homer off the foul pole in the left field, but Team Wallace tied it up with a couple of unearned runs in the 4th. We're now in the top of the 5th. Top of the order, Zirkle shows bunt and takes a strike, 3-1. Make that 3-0. And ball 4 put Zirkle on to begin the inning. Well, the AU Pro Short, let me try this again. The AU Pro Sports Shop, now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and our exclusive merch offering. Head to @AU Pro Shop to follow and connect. Some of the sweet shirts.
A lot of nice gear down there.
Yeah, you can really pile up the merchandise here.
I know I only bought a carry-on, so there's no way I can stuff any more stuff in there. Because I would try.
Well, 2-2 game. Leaderboard showing up to the second changes. Zirkle on base with a walk, 10 points for her, so she's now number 10, and that's to the right side. Almost got the runner, Zirkle. Romero fielded it and throws her out. That was really close to getting Morgan on her way down to second base.
Just a heads-up play from Sierra Romero. Morgan Zirkle was running on that pitch and in motion, and Sierra Romero, knowing there's a ton of speed and just being able to get that shore out at first.
Kelsey Stewart, liner caught at first base by Vidalis, and trying to double up Zirkle with Urtez covering, made it close. 2 outs. That's twice now that Kelsey Stewart's lined out.
Yeah, and just cat-like reactions by Tori Vidalis, but just to be able to see that there was a little bit of daylight with Morgan Zirkle at second and almost had her.
A Koffel hit, I think, in the elbow with that pitch. Second time she's been hit by a pitch in the game. She was also hit leading off the 4th inning, and that proved to be a big run.
Definitely the scouting report on Koffel is just to keep it tight on her hands. You know, her first at-bat, she flied out to second base with the pitch on the inside half, and so those last 2 hit by pitches, definitely Team Lorenz trying to set her up on the inside part of the plate. Hence why she keeps getting hit.
Yeah, she's like, if you're going to bring it in there, I'm not moving. I'll let you hit me.
I got my elbow guard.
So 2 on, 2 outs. Palacios waves it, turns into strike 1. Two hits yesterday for Sachel. Base hit for her in the 4th, and she's got another hit. They're going to try to score. Yes, here comes the throw from Lorenz. And in safely with a head-first slide is Merkel. Other runners advance 60 feet as well, and Team Wallace has taken their first lead. It's 3-2.
And Palacios just delivers on this outside pitch, just finding something to get to the green. But Morgan Zirkle is just so speedy, and I knew that it was going to be a close play, but Amanda Lorenz trying to cut her off at home, but Morgan Zirkle also with the sweet slide at home.
As that play was going on, I thought Lorenz had a pretty good shot to get her at the plate.
Yeah, the way that she set up, she got to that ball, she had her feet underneath her, so I was like, oh, it's game on right now. It might be a close play at home, but Zirkle's got some speedy wheels.
Let's take another look at this throw. See, she's just getting to third base, and the ball comes out of the hand of Lorenz right about that same time.
Yeah, and just the actual throw could have beat her, but it took Roberts away from home. It was offline just a tad bit. The difference of being called out and safe there.
Popped up towards shortstop Urtez into the outfield to make the catch. That's big for Ocasio. She limits the inning to just the 1 run, and Team Wallace strands 2 in scoring position, but they take a 3-2 lead at the midpoint of the 5th.
Lorenz gets into this one, deep to right field. Lorenz is first of the season. A 2-run shot, and that gives Team Denham the inning win points.
You literally called it! I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
When hitting a home run, I feel like that's when the ball looks so big coming into the zone. It's like time slows down. It feels like such an effortless swing, and it's so much fun jogging around the bases. My favorite part is when you round third and get to see your teammates and how excited they are for you. That's probably the best part, getting to share the moment with them once you step on home plate.
Hey, Natasha Watley knew something about hitting. Did you feel that same way?
Absolutely. I mean, she was spot on when she said that effortless power. And so many times, you know, when you're teaching young girls, you're teaching them to hit for power, and they think that they have to like just swing so big and you got to crush it. But the times that you hit it the hardest, it's that effortless power. The ball seems big, it seems so easy, and Amanda Lorenz is on point.
Lorenz is due up third in this inning. It's 9-1 and 2 part of the order for Team Lorenz, that now finds themselves trailing for the first time after that RBI base hit by Cecile Palacios. Another chance for Team Wallace to take 10 more inning points if they hold them off the board. Medium center there around number 1 into the glove of Olchen. Right back to the top of the order for Team Lorenz. And Ferramo will face Victoria Hayward for the first time today. Pulled foul by Hayward, and it's an 0-2 count. 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a strikeout for Victoria. 2 hits in each of the first 2 games of the weekend, though, for Hayward. Off-speed pitch. Strike 3 taken. And if Rainbow's got that combination working, she is nasty. That's going to bring up Amanda Lorenz. Savannah has more on Amanda.
Well, I think something about Amanda at the draft that has really paid off this week, and of course we can say that she's won 2 games and her team has led here today, is that when she put this team together, she said, I wasn't looking at week 1. I am looking at the years of experience that I know that these players have. I don't really care how they did in those first 3 games is what she was telling me. She goes, I know what they're capable of because I've played with them for so long. And I think someone who really speaks to that is Alicia Ocasio. We had only seen a handful of innings from her in week 1. She struggled a bit at AUX, had a high ERA, hadn't thrown that many innings. But man, does Amanda Lorenz look like a genius, putting her trust in her today. But hey, they go all the way back to US. So she knows these players and she's put together a great team.
Yeah, Savannah, an interesting way to draft. We can talk more about that when we come back. At the end of 5, 3-2 Team Wallace, who take the 10 team points. 1-run lead for Team Wallace as we go to the 6th. Make sure you don't miss year 2 of the AU Pro Games at the Little League Softball World Series. Presented by Dick's Sporting Goods in Greenville, North Carolina. Coming up on August 7th at 5 and 7:30 Eastern Time here on ESPN2. And you won't want to miss this inspirational event. Today's stars competing in front of the Little League Softball athletes and fans. They've been talking about it all weekend here in Rosemont, heading to Greenville. Another pitching change here for Team Lorenz as they bring in their 4th of the game, Kat Sandercock.
Yeah, and just an interesting change. And Catherine Sandercock, she's more north and south. Her main is her drop, and she'll mix in a change here and there, which is interesting. Ocasio is hanging tough and doing a great job.
Spade is going to pinch hit here. Sandercock pours in a strike. Kat Sandercock, by the way, from McLean, Virginia. Her 2013 Little League team was the runner-up nationally. Get to see Carly Spade swing the bat for the first time this weekend. Someone who's number 2 all-time in college softball in home runs behind Jocelyn Allo.
Yeah, and seeing her hit one out of here, and I've seen her hit in college, and just an effortless swing. We talked about effortless power, and she stays in her legs. Really, really stays in her legs and gets under that ball and gets that lift.
Hit 103 career homers in 225 games. If you're curious, Allo hit 122 in 267 games. And Spade is hit by the pitch.
This just runs in on her hands, and Spade just turns into it and doesn't have anywhere to go on that.
And once again, you have Team Wallace put the leadoff batter on base. They've done that in every inning except for 1, 5 of the 6. Only inning they didn't was the 2nd when they went down in order. Lifted down the left field side. It's going to drop out of reach of Lorenz. First 2 times Team Wallace put the leadoff batter on base, they did not score. The last 2 times they have. They're trying to make it 3 times in a row. High to Jacobson. And that hitter. That's back-to-back hit by pitches. That's 4 times Team Wallace has been hit by pitch. Aaron Koffel twice. And now Spade and Jacobson.
And looks like on the same pitch on her rise, she's just trying to angle that and run that in and just losing her grip on it.
On the infield of Team Lorenz, there's a little conversation. Hit by pitch does mean points. It means 8 points. So Spade's a +8. Same now for Jacobson after the 2 hit by pitches to begin the inning. So here's McKinney. They're looking for a bunt in at the corners. So McKinney does the opposite and swings away.
I was like, maybe if I'm Sydney McKinney, I'm swinging big. You know, she has a big bat and some of the best hands that I've seen in the game.
Well, I guess there's a chance she just looked at the defense and said, well, I was going to bump, but if you're in, I'm swinging. Where's she going to go? Going to go to first base. That's going to work just as well as a bunt. I thought for a moment Sandra Cock may give a look for the lead runner, but did not. So in essence, McKinney won't get any points for had it been a bunt, but
right.
She does the job.
Right, does the job, but doesn't get the points. But to your point, you're right. She probably read D, and it's like, I'm going to break this D, and I'm swinging big. They're playing in my face.
Back up top for Morgan Zirkle, who's playing in her 100th career game. First player in AU history, AU softball, to hit that. She doesn't have any official at-bats today because she's got 2 walks and a sac bunt, but in the process has 30 points as a result. 10 points for each walk and 10 for the sac bunt. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
For a player like Morgan Zirkle in this situation, knowing that you have a hitter like Skylar Wallace behind you, you've got first base open. You could look to small ball. You could look with trying to bring the ball with you, just getting yourself on.
Natasha, looks like the middle infielders are in a little bit as well. So if you hit something hard, unless it's right at them, you'd get through.
Yeah, I noticed the middle infielders aren't completely all the way in.
Towards first and through. Spade is in. Jacobson to the plate. Throw by Hayward up the line. And Zirkle having a big day now. She knocks in 2 and ups the lead to 5-2.
And she just finds the hole on this. This is a low and in pitch, and exactly where you want this pitch if you want to hit behind the runners, and does a great job of finding a hole and sneaking it through.
Strike 1 to Skylar Wallace. So after the Bubba Nichols home run in the 3rd made it 2-0 Team Lorenz, it's been 5 unanswered from Skylar Wallace's squad. Skylar 1 for 3 today with a first inning hit. Her 4th of the weekend. If Team Wallace is able to win the inning points, that would split them 50-50 because there were 2 rollover innings at the top. First and second, no scoring. So Team Lorenz got 30 points thanks to the rollover with the 2-run 3rd. Team Wallace scored only runs in the 4th and 5th, so they took 10 and 10 for 20, and a chance to do it again here. Big opening weekend for Skylar Wallace as a rookie. Came in number 4 after week 1 on the leaderboard. To third. Throw's going to go to second from flipping. Relay by Romero. Can't get Wallace. They do get the lead base runner for the second out.
Number 77, Kelsey Stewart-Hunter.
Sweet play. That's a big out right there. Hannah Flippin, I mean, just over at third. I mean, just to watch her hands. That ball had a funky spin on it and hit hard too, but her ability just to stay down and stay with it, get that lead out. It's a big out.
First pitch strike to Kelsey Stewart-Hunter, who's hit the ball well last 2 times up, but each line drive found a defender's glove. The last one in the minute, Tori Vidalis, the first baseman. She went around according to our plate umpire, the Adami. Got a little grief there, huh?
Yeah, just not happy with her going at that rise ball.
Taking off Wallace, throw to second. Hits her on the back foot. She's in with that head first slide. And for that stolen base, 10 points for Skylar. Her first steal as a pro.
Yeah, and just gets in there on that turf. That turf has you carry when you go head first, but it looked like kind of got Romero, I'm sorry, Sierra Romero, looked like it kicked her on the leg, and something wasn't feeling right, so she just walked away, but looks like both of them are okay right now.
So again, for Skylar Wallace, her first pro steal, but I'm going to take a look at this here.
Okay. Team Lorenz was challenging that the runner left early, and after review, the runner did not leave early.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, fast decisions here.
So again, if you didn't hear, they challenged that Skylar had left first base early, and they determined she did not. The ball's got to be out of the hand of the pitcher.
Yeah, I think she's true. And doesn't leave early. It's a good jump, too.
So do count Skylar for her first pro steal as Stewart-Hunter pops it out towards left field, and the shortstop Urtez hangs on to it to end the inning. But a couple of hit by pitches played a big part in that inning as Team Wallace adds 2 more. This hot Sunday in the village of Rosemont, Illinois, just outside Chicago. Game 1 of 2 today. And the final day of week 2 in AU Pro Softball. 5-2 Team Wallace leading Team Lorenz. Great to have you with us, along with Olympic gold medalist Natasha Watley, Mark Neely, Savannah Collins on the field, of course. And as we head to the bottom of the 6th, what's at stake? Team Lorenz needs 3 runs to win this inning, 2 to make it a push, but Team Wallace scored 2 in the top half. Thanks to a 2-run base hit by Morgan Zirkle, and Bubba Nichols leads off her 2-run home run off the left field foul pole. Their only scoring of this game. Drives one towards right center, coasting over. It's Jalen Alchin. Hit well by Bubba, but 1 out.
Number 19, Hannah Flippin.
Well, Faremil's come in and Retired 7 in a row. 8 straight make that. And a flipping double in her last at bat. Flippin has the only hit against Faremo today. And now she has the second. She greeted Faremo with a double to left in the 3rd inning. And now ends the string at 8 in a row, retired by Faremo with a single. Well, how'd you like to have the chance to win a softball autographed by all of the AU Pro Softball athletes? Well, now you can. Go online to auprosports.com/enter and register today, and you might win that outstanding piece of memorabilia. Team Lorenz trying to dig out of a 3-run hole, down 5-2 last to the 6th for Tori Vidalis. Is that going to get out of play? It does, barely, back just a row or two.
Yeah, if she had an inch more space, I think Palacios catches that. She had a good read on that.
Yeah, if it stayed in place, she was going to get it. Faremo ahead 0-2. Big spot here for Tori Vidalis and Team Lorenz, Natasha. They hadn't done much against Faremo, and it's getting late.
Yeah, if they can string a couple of singles together, just keep it simple and kind of follow Hannah Flippin's at bat, just staying short to the ball, letting Megan Faremo supply the power, thinking line drives, hunting her hard stuff.
Went out after it, pops it up to first, shading her eyes with the glove, staying with it. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter over by her dugout makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning.
And going back to what Savannah talked about a couple innings ago of just Team Wallace's strategy with their pitching staff of pitching by committee, and I like the idea now that I know what their strategy was of having Faremo kind of close it down for the pitching staff.
Strike call. Regina Corick up in the bullpen for Team Wallace. He was the MVP complete game win yesterday.
Just a lot of great arms for Team Wallace. Like, they've got endless pitchers, but Corick yesterday, she was lights out and definitely did a great job of pinpointing her pitches and moving the ball around, mixing speeds.
Wiggins 1 for 2 today. An infield hit back in the second. And Faremo with a fist pump after the strikeout ends the inning.
Faremo is dealing with this change out. Big out for strikeout. Out number 3.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is fueled by Gatorade. Some more photos from day 2 of week 2 yesterday, as we're closing out week 2 with day 3 here today in the village of Rosemont. Right now, Team Wallace has a 5-2 lead. We go to the top of the 7th. After Team Lorenz got the rollover points, 30 points for win in the 3rd inning. Team Wallace methodically has won the next 3, so they have 30 team points since then. And Erin Koffel, who's been hit by pitch her last 2 plate appearances, leads off against Catherine Sandercock. You know, Savannah was talking about Amanda Lorenz's drafting strategy an inning or so ago. And I wanted to get in the quick conversation of how Lorenz drafted based on basically the entire AU softball history of that player, wanting the veterans. I guess, Natasha, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. Do you want to take the hot player who maybe had a great week 1 in this instance, or do you go for the player who's been around with the experience?
I'm kind of with Amanda Lorenz on that. You know, athlete, I like the body of work and just the veterans. They have years of experience. They have years of knowledge. When the game's on the line, you know, I might go with the veteran because they may outsmart the one player that's hot. And I liked her strategy, and we saw it come through yesterday. And game's not over yet. Yeah. Maybe it comes through today.
Yeah, Team Lorenz unbeaten this weekend. Really fun game last night against Team Kilfoyle. That was pitching dominated.
Yeah, I loved how when we talked to Victoria Hayward last night and just the puzzle piece of figuring out a new pitcher and, you know, the whole strategy behind, you know, how are we going to hit Lexi Kilfoyle, and just her walking us through that of just passing on the knowledge, especially as veterans. They just kept talking about it and how are we going to attack her as a team and attack her early. And so they got to her early in the game. And obviously, Lexi Kilfoyle, she settled in a little bit as the game went on, but their strategy worked of jumping on her early.
Koffel sends one towards Hayward in deep right field. It's over her head and gone. Erin Koffel going opposite field. After being hit twice, she wants to hit back this time.
Right, and after getting hit by those 2 pitches that were on the inner half, she finally finds a pitch on the outer half that she can get her hands extended on it. And this is just a beautiful piece of hitting where she keeps her hands inside, goes right side. Anytime you have an athlete that can go right side with the home run, that is absolute power.
That is her first home run in the championship season. She did play AUX a few weeks ago and had 1 home run in Wichita. Yeah, there's the dinger target. She about hit it, didn't she?
I feel like it almost landed right on it, did it?
So Shell Palacios fouls it at the plate. Savannah has Erin Koffel.
Erin to have at bats where they were coming in on you, hitting you, but to be able to take this one opposite field. Tell me what you were looking for and how you were able to adjust.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting pounded in all game, as you can see, but I was just waiting for the pitch to get my barrel on it. Just keep fighting every single at bat. That's been my mentality. So, and it worked out that time. So,
making moves at the leaderboard. How has this team been able to rise together this week, game after game?
You know, we started off slow first game, got shut out, but this team's mentality is we're just got dog fighting us. Yeah. You know, every single at bat, every inning. Sasha and Skylar, they've been the leaders of this team, and they've kept it in our ears. So I think kudos to them for that. So.
Thanks, Erin. Congrats on the home run and taking us into this purple dugout. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mark, Natasha, back to you.
Savannah, thank you very much. Thanks, Erin Koffel. So a quick update of the leaderboard. That puts her up to number 4. I don't know if it ended now, and it isn't. If we have another game still to go, she'd be a team captain next week.
Yeah. No, and I mean, just talking about that dogfight of just staying in it. It can be frustrating when you know there's a scouting report on you, bust her in, and just to be able to execute finally when she gets a pitch on the outer half. That's a big deal.
And you know what, Natasha, seeing a lot of Erin Koffel as a collegiate in Kentucky, she was by far their best hitter, especially for power. And other teams in the SEC just pitched around her. And she had to really learn to be patient because she didn't see a whole lot to hit.
Yeah, and that can be frustrating as a hitter, too, when you know a lot of teams are pitching around you. So kudos to her.
Filler grounds it right to the shortstop, Urtez, for the second out. So after giving up the leadoff home run, Sandra Cock has gotten the next two and will face Elchin with the bases empty. With that home run, you got Team Wallace. They keep Team Lorenz off the board in the bottom of the 7th. Not only win the game, but take the game points and another 10 points for the inning to cap off their weekend. Elchin was hit by a pitch an inning ago and scored on a Zirkle 2-run single. Looking ahead to Team Lorenz in the bottom of the 7th. It's the bottom 3 due up, 7, 8, and 9. They're going to trail it by at least 4. Softly hit, but on one hop, backhanded by Romero, safe at first. Hopped it over there, and Elchin has a base hit.
Sierra Romero just takes a great little angle on this ball of playing it on the long hop, but that now gives Jalen Atchlin a little bit more time to get down the line. Had she gone to attack it in front of her, I think she gets her out.
Very close play. It's being reviewed. And
still a close play, though. In real time, it looked like she was safe.
Which is the call on the field. Did you see enough there to overturn the call?
Did not.
If the call is upheld, it'd be Elchin's first hit of this game, but 3rd of the weekend, as she had a couple of hits and an RBI in their win yesterday. Skylar Wallace and playing umpire.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. Runner's safe, and that was Lorenz's second challenge.
All right, so she's used them both.
Number 51, Caroline Jacobson.
And it gives a 2-out chance to Caroline Jacobson, as Elchin does indeed get the 10 points for the base hit. Well, now Amanda Lorenz is going to make a change as well. So Team Lorenz is going to get Sam Fisher in the game. All right. Get the veteran in.
A little defensive switch. Hannah Flippin moves over to second, and Sam Fisher at third. Just the versatility of these seasoned vets.
Sam, who's going to retire from play at the end of the season. Played in game 1 against Team McQuillan on Friday. Did not play yesterday and gets in here late. Emily Carasoni, who's Team Lorenz facilitator, handling the lineup card.
Number 52, Sam Fisher. Hannah Flippin going from 3rd base to 2nd base. 19 Flippin over at 2nd.
So Flippin moves from 3rd to 2nd, taking Romero's spot. Almost hit foul down the left field side. That actually means that Fisher, I'm assuming, is in Romero's spot. So she's going to lead off the bottom of the inning. They're going to get the bat of Fisher to lead off the bottom of the 7th.
Very well played. Amanda Lorenz allowing her to get some playing time in and getting the AB in this game.
No balls, 2 strikes on Caroline Jacobson. Bounced up there. There goes Olchin, and she's going to make it without a throw. So Olchin adds another 10 points with a stolen base. Well, now Hannah Flippin in from second base. Talking with plate umpire Leah Dami. Not sure what that was about.
Yeah, I have no idea. It was maybe her leaving early, but I don't think that was it.
Jacobson lines it into left center field, and that's going to get past Lorenz. Olchin scores. Jacobson to second, an RBI double for Caroline Jacobson. And they had another here in the 7th to make it 7-2. 20 points on a double for Caroline Jacobson.
And just a heads up from Jadalyn Olchin to get in scoring position. That ball was in the dirt when she stole, and I feel like she was going on the pitch, but it's just a good situation for her to be in scoring position to set it up for Caroline Jacobson.
Out to left field, Lorenz backs up to make the catch. That retires the side, but a couple runs in the inning for Team Wallace. Last chance coming up for Team Lorenz. Well, Megan Faremo is going to come out for the bottom of the 7th. She's been really good in relief today, Natasha.
Yeah, she's come in and kind of played the closer role today, and she's been mixing speeds. She's been using that changeup, and she used it right from the get-go and getting a couple Ks on them and looking really good out there on the mound today.
4 Ks, hasn't walked anybody, just a couple of hits in her 3+ innings. After she took over for the starter, Kayla Beaver. This is Sam Fisher, just came in the game at third base during the top of the inning and getting her first at bat of the day. One of the legends in AU softball. Right field, kind of guiding her eyes, protecting it with the glove with that sun in that direction. Jacobson has out number 1. Jordan Roberts. Well, if Team Wallace hang on to this here, be 4 consecutive inning wins, a game win, and really after a shaky start on Friday, will have if they hold on to it, followed it up with 2 really good performances Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it seemed like they just had a slow start and needed to get the bats going. And once they got the bats going yesterday, they've just been kind of lights out.
Aaron Koffel, who had an opposite field home run last inning, able to handle it at the hot corner defensively. And Team Lorenz down to their final out. Team Lorenz looking at their first loss of the weekend after 2 impressive wins on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, and I just love the seasoned vets and just the team that Team Lorenz was, Amanda Lorenz was able to put together. And they don't pull this one through, still hard fought, fun to watch.
Anissa Urtez 0 for 2. Urtez pops it up. Let's see if this does it. McKinney battling, makes a basket catch to end the game, and Team Wallace wins it 7-2. And both these teams go 2-1 on the weekend.
Yes, a lot of offense, a lot of hitting. Team Wallace gets it done.
And coming up Wednesday night, doubleheader from Greenville, North Carolina. And we'll look forward to that. Team Wallace winning it 7-2 over Team Lorenz. It's going to take care of things for now from Rosemont. For Natasha Watley, as well as Savannah Collins and our great crew, I'm Mark Neely. So long from Rosemont, Illinois.